Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Glad you could attend. Step inside the tent, my friends and movie maniacs. We take a look at Pig Killer. Yes, Pig Killer. It is a serial killer slasher film brought to us by Chad Farron, who wrote and directed this story that is based off of real life events. There was a real life serial killer for 2 decades, was killing prostitutes and such, and doing nasty things to their body out on his pig farm, old Willie Picton. Well, yeah, go figure, it influenced and inspired the Pig Killer film, where we have Willie, played by Jake Busey, who is the odd pig farmer that nobody really suspects is doing anything, though he is a little strange, but he throws one hell of a party. But, you know, they don't know that he is a mass serial killer that is basically chopping women of the evening up at his pig farm. Don't have the pork sausage. Really, don't. Just stay away from that, and the beef sticks too. I wouldn't eat those. But when he runs across a woman named Wendy, soon his perfect serial killing world starts to crumble as more of his secret gets let out, and the detectives get closer and closer to finding the truth of what's happening out on the pig farm owned by Willie. Yeah. This film was a lot of fun in many ways. Now, it is extreme. It is dark. Chad Farron did the film The Chair, and this film does have those extreme elements in it that we saw in The Chair, but this has a little bit of a different tone to it, and I appreciate that quite a bit. And mainly it's because Willie is played by Jake Busey, who I love. I love him in any role that he's in. He's always fun to watch, and here he is just getting so into the Willie character. This is a guy who's doing these vile, grotesque things, yet has a bit of a charisma and humor to him with his smile and such that you just can't, you're just like, I'm not sure how to feel about this guy, you know, and it's played it was cast beautifully to have Jake Busey in this role, because that way you can kind of see how people would not suspect him of doing mean and nasty things and feeding people to pigs. So yeah, I just love that performance. And Wendy Eastman is played by a newer face to indie cinema, Kate Patel, who does fantastic in this role of Wendy. Gets to be badass, goes toe-to-toe with Willie. You feel for her plight and her home life that she has. This character has a number of levels to her. She's not just meant to be like an innocent girl who is a victim to Willie. You know, she's got some layers to her character as well, and I like that. I like that there's some depth to some of these characters. You also have other great veteran cast involved in this film. You've got Lou Temple, Ba Ling shows up, and Ginger Lynn playing a role who I did not expect her to kind of be in the role that she's in here. It's going to be disturbing for a lot of folks. In fact, a lot of elements in here are going to be disturbing for your casual viewer who may not be used to some extreme horror. What's also extreme are the gore effects. Lots of wonderful practical prosthetic gore effects in here, from body parts to severed heads. All of it looked just great and visceral, and done so well on camera to just add to that extra impact of the extreme things happening that Willie's having while he's playing music and chopping people up. Yeah, I thought all the effects and makeup effects looked great in here, and the setting was great too. It's got this creepy kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe, and you might be thinking, oh, well, he's ripping it off, until you realize pretty much everything that's presented in here, even the craziest stuff, was stuff that was in real life. And that's what I think it helps add just that extra bump up layer of disturbedness to this film. Is if you look up the details at all about the actual serial killer, you realize this film did not have to embellish too much, if anything, right? We get 2 detectives in here. Michael Perry shows up as Detective Opal, and Robert Ryan plays a Detective Schneer in here, and I thought they did well. These guys who are trying to get closer and closer and figure out why all these women are going missing and why nobody's reported it. Look for the woman who played the witch in Conan the Barbarian to show up in here as well, in a small role, and she did well. Really, the production value is high, the acting is really solid, and overall, for the type of movie that this is, I think it will surprise you in many ways. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think you will too, if you like some extreme cinema and your stories about real life serial killers done in kind of a slasher narrative. Yeah, that's Pig Killer. So thank you so much. If you do see Pig Killer, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you check out my interview with Chad Farron that I did, where you get some BTS stuff and learn about the challenges there were in making the Pig Killer film and how it kind of came to be. It was very enlightening and a very fun conversation. And you should check it out here either on the Spoiler Room podcast channel or right here on our YouTube channel. Speaking of, don't forget to subscribe, like, and all those bells and whistles. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, as always, keep that ticket stub.